Shouldn't be this complicated, but at the same time, maybe they were just too worried that it was such an R-rated character and a darker character, they didn't know what the hell to do. But it's like, guys, now you've had Deadpool and Wolverine. You've had Werewolf by Night. You've now had Daredevil Season 1. Let's move over to the MCU and that freaking Blade movie that just, who knows what's happening with the Blade movie? I don't know. Nobody knows. Mahershala Ali's gonna end up walking. Everybody else who was cast, you know, when they had directors and they had writers, they've walked. They've had other cast members that are no longer part of it, and that one of those cast members is somebody who is awesome and who's been in movies forever and who's in, you know, of course, in Sinners. And he's great because anytime he shows up in a movie, you go, okay, he's going to give a good performance. And that is Delroy Lindo. That's right. He's in Sinners, and he does excellent. He's so freaking good in Sinners. You know, I remember the first time I saw him was in Broken Arrow back in, 94, 95? Broken Arrow. And, of course, he would just show up in other random movies, too. And he was always a presence, always great delivery and everything like that. But he was supposed to be in the MCU Blade movie. And, of course, naturally, doing press junkets and interviews for Sinners, he was asked about what happened. Marvel Star reflects, I love it when they say Marvel Star. Marvel Star reflects on what went wrong with the shelved. Yeah, I don't know why the direct is saying it's shelved when it's not necessarily shelved. But, hey, I'm just all about what he had to say right here, because it said, like, while Lindo was first cast as an undisclosed role in Blade in November 2021, the movie still remains a low point when discussing the MCU's future. First announced, of course, in 2019. When Marvel came to me, they seemed to be really interested in my input, which is always great, but you can actually get the actors' inputs too. Yes, good. And in the various conversations I had with producers, the writer, the director at the time, it was all leading into being very inclusive. It was really exciting conceptually, but it was also exciting in terms of the character that was going to form. And then, for whatever reason, it just went off the rails. And it kind of makes you wonder, why? Why does it go off the rails? It's fucking Blade. Blade should not be this complicated. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be this complicated, but at the same time, maybe they were just too worried that it was such an R-rated character and a darker character, they didn't know what the hell to do. But it's like, guys, now you've had Deadpool and Wolverine. You've had Werewolf by Night. You've now had Daredevil Season 1. That's been very adult, R-rated content. So now it should be okay, right? Have you been worried? Were you gonna water it down? Were you trying to be like, how do you make Blade into a PG-13? How do we water it down? So then, of course, like the whole family can go see it? No, you don't do that. You don't. You don't do that. Maybe that's what was happening. But now that they've had some adult R-rated content that they've had recently, maybe you can figure it out, Feige, huh?